Super Barbie Star Mom here, and I'm going to be doing the tarot card reading that I have promised that I would do for a really long time. So here goes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like a little nervous about doing this because I'm new to it and I don't really consider myself a tarot card reader because I'm new to it. I've not really done too many people, although I've done my best friend several times and she always tells me I'm spot on, and I do my daughter and her friend all the time. And then I did a friend of mine the other night and he was pretty impressed too. So let's see how I do today. I'm gonna ask questions about what's going on in the world, just messages from the angels, you know, what do we need to know? Because, I mean, as you know, we are pretty much dismantling some really, what's the word I'm looking for? Some structures that have been in place for a really long time. And the country's kind of in an upheaval, but it's a good thing because that means we get to rebuild a new thing. And that's where I want to talk about vibes. I want to talk about your attitude, your point of focus. We can manifest anything we want. As a matter of fact, I think that coronavirus was supposed to be way worse than it is. I know it's bad. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not trying to downplay it, but I don't know anybody that has had it personally. I think it's numbers wise and everything, it's turning out to be kind of like a flu. So, and with the panic that went with it, and it still goes with it. Oh my gosh. The fear is the epidemic. Anyhow, I think that we manifested it to be not so bad because I intentionally did not give it effort, did not give it energy, did not be in fear, did not, obsess over it or be preoccupied. I let it go. I said my prayers. I would do, visualizations and meditations to protect myself and my family. And we ate healthy. We still are. I've got a garden that I started. I mean, things are changing for the better. But then that happened, and then the murder of George Floyd happened, which I think is divine. I think both of these events are divine. And that sounds kind of twisted, I guess, for me to say, but it's almost like on a higher level of consciousness, or, in the spirit world or whatnot, we make contracts with God before we come here. And I almost feel like that was one of his timelines, was to sacrifice himself for the good of humanity. Because his murder live on Facebook has, begun this worldwide protest. We've got people protesting that didn't get involved before. I mean, me personally, I've always been for, in support of Black Lives Matter. I've always, been compassionate about and aware of the fact that Black people are not treated the same as white people. But I just didn't quite get it to the extent that it was at, and I didn't, take action towards it. You know what I mean? I was in a place where I was feeling that, but I just didn't really do anything. And now I haven't been to a protest or anything, but I am protesting on my platforms. And I'm, getting involved as far as trying to educate people on what is really going on. People think that they just have the wrong idea. Most of the time when people disagree on something, it's because they have the wrong idea of what the other person is saying. And they think that like, do we have to say all lives matter? Do we have to? That's just plain old toddler stuff. What about me? You know, it's like, and you know, I do step back regularly, and I look at it, and this is where I see it from. Everybody's in their own spiritual evolution. Okay, we're all in our own stages, and some are toddlers. And we don't get mad at toddlers when they throw fits or are self-centered or act like toddlers. We don't get mad at them because they don't know better. So we cannot get mad at people when they're spiritually toddlers and they just don't know better. They you know, I don't personally think that any being that comes from God is fundamentally bad. I think we are all fundamentally good. And you know, the world conditions us, and but you know, we are fundamentally good. We just get programmed and conditioned to be certain ways, and so there's some ugliness out there. I also do think that there are beings here that are not from God. Either we manifested them, or you know, collectively, or they're like lost souls. I don't know, but I'm not going to go in that because that'll just get us really off topic. So what we are talking about is where planet Earth is going. We had our third full moon lunar eclipse on the 4th of July. That was the third in a 30-day period, 31 days. So, and this is not going to happen again until 2029. I am not real studied up on my astrology. I do follow it. I do listen to the astrologist when we have like some big event in the cosmos, like a lunar eclipse or a full moon. I do pay attention to what the energies they're bringing. I know that full moons are closing out of cycles, and so lunar eclipses is basically like we're starting all over. And so let's make it what we want, people. We don't want to be in this duality, do we? I don't. I don't like fighting with people, and the mainstream media, the government, the powers that be. I don't know who, but they want us divided. And the reason why they want us divided is because we're powerless if we're divided. We're busy bickering with each other, and they're over here doing their thing, you know, plotting their next act. And I know people are like, you know, over the whole conspiracy thing, but I'm sorry. They're conspiring. You know, I would like to believe that, you know, that they're just all goodness and they're worried about the people and they don't have all these plans that we don't know about, but I just think that that's not even being reasonable. Plus there's proof. I mean, there's been people that have gone back and done research and checked the dates and stuff, and there's a lot of shady stuff in there. The shady stuff aligns with my download that I had, which told me that I'm not going to say names, but there are certain people that are elite, an elite group that are trying to take over planet Earth. They want new world order. They want to dominate and dictate everyone, and they're doing that slowly. They're starting with brainwashing. They do that through the media. They're told what to tell us. Basically, everything that the narrative that we are told is a narrative that serves them, and we fall for it. We fall for it. All the stations, TV channels are owned by essentially the same group of people. They have an agenda to keep us divided. They have an agenda to tell us a narrative that serves the powers that be. And they're very good at what they do because they've always done it. I mean, so I just want you, you do research. Don't just listen to the news. Do research. Look up. I personally like YouTube because it's not filtered. It's not censored. It's people that are sharing their experience, that have done their own research, that there are experts. I mean, there are doctors and scientists, and you can find a lot of really high profile or qualified people who have done studies and say different things. And that's what I like to do. I like to hear a bunch of different sources, a bunch of different stories, and then just what resonates with me. So I urge you to do some research and not just listen to the news, because I think that we are being sheep. So, and just use your own discernment. So there's that. So let's get into the reading. Okay. Angels and guides, what messages do you have for my viewers and or myself regarding the current state of the world? Okay, I actually have kind of a fancy spread. I was gonna just, see, when that happens, that means that those cards went out. So they'll be our first, wow, that might be the whole cards. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is the star spread. So the first one is, I know it's the elements. It's the earth, the physical issue. So the physical issue on the planet is the earth. Archangel Ariel. Okay. Ariel means lioness of God, a warrior and protector of God's beautiful creation and our home, Earth. From the forests, oceans, and deserts to all the animals, stones, and nature's spirits, Ariel governs the natural world and all of its wild and all that is wild and pure. Humans are also part of the natural world. We are intricately linked to every cell that exists, and we are completely dependent on the earth itself to survive. Ariel guides and inspires our wild self, our connection to life in every living organism, our connection to the raw, authentic self, and the part of us that is pure and untouched by fear, approval issues, shoulds, and other ego-based issues. The pure, wild self, which I call as the higher self, that is truth, integrity, fearlessness, and connection to life and life cycles. Ariel inspires us to dance in the moonlight, rejoice in the sunlight, swim in the ocean, put our feet in the sand, open up to our place on this planet, and strengthen our connection to life and its cycles. Stand on the ground and stand strong. If you have been feeling confused, wiped out, wishy-washy, you can't get out of your head or stop thinking and getting ahead of yourself. It's time to snap back down to earth. Stop thinking about what you should do and stop ignoring the present moment. Just stop and bring your awareness back to your body, back to the present, back to the connection to life and its cycles, to the earth, and finally back to your authentic self, your higher self. Be quiet until the truth emerges. Ariel is beckoning you to awaken your wild and true nature. That's amazing to me. That's amazing to me. Because this is talking about our higher self, our spiritual selves, and we're talking about the physical aspect of us, and it's telling us how we exist in physical form and how we should strive to be. We want to be connected with our higher selves. We want to be aware. We want to be present. Because there's a lot of things to be scared of or fearful of. There's a lot of things to be upset about. But it doesn't help to be that way, to feel those feelings. Negative emotions are good in the sense that they are, they drive you, you know what I mean? Like they tell you which direction to go in. But we don't need to dwell in it. And so there's that, people. So let me go back to where I was so I can use my guide. It starts with, okay, the next one is water. How the issue affects your emotions. Music. So, that just makes me think of the fact that music is moving. Music, depending on what the song is, depending on, really what it's depending on is the frequency of the song, the vibrational frequency. Those can match moods, because that's what moods, feelings, emotions are. Emotions are energy and motion. So music can make you feel a certain way. In saying that, and using this reading as a way to kind of give you tips on how to get through what we're going through, I'm going to suggest to not listen to music that upsets you, to not listen to music that makes you angry or that makes you sad. Unless it's the type of sad that is a healing sadness, that it's like a release, then that's okay. But you don't want to just keep calling up stuff that you're over, or that you've moved past. So music is a way for us to stay connected with the higher realms, because that's where music comes from. And yeah, so next is 3, which is how the issue affects your thoughts. Time. Time is an illusion. There really is no such thing as time. Everything is now. And that's really hard for us to wrap our heads around, because we are conditioned to, everything works on time. Our whole life is based on time. And time isn't real. I heard Dolores Cannon say, she was quoting somebody else, but she said, maybe it was when she was doing one of her hypnosis, but one of the people coming through or whatever, they said the human race is the only race that has been able to manage to measure something that doesn't exist. So time doesn't exist. Everything is now. I do feel like we are waiting around. Do you feel like we're waiting around for like the new world, new earth? We've heard about New World Order, right? That's like the whole government takeover thing. I believe the split is happening right now. I can see it, but there's going to be people that go live in the new world, and there are going to be people who go and live in the new earth that Eckhart Tolle wrote a book about. And those are going to be the spiritually awake people that are living in the 5th dimension. I mean, we're going to share the same soil as those still in 3D, but we're going to have a completely different experience. And I'm saying that because as far as time, like I personally feel like I'm waiting for that. And that's not how you manifest. You don't manifest by waiting for it. You manifest by living it. And everything is now. So we can manifest whatever we want. We got to do it now. We got to live as if, and it will manifest. So the next one is fire. What you may need to surrender to move forward. Divine justice. I can't believe it, y'all. I cannot believe it. I gotta tell you, this is the third time I've done this because I'm really picky about my videos and whatever. All the readings were good, but I didn't like the way I looked, or the kid interrupted, or whatever. So anyhow, so this is like the third time. It seems like it's always 3 times that I make a video before I actually publish it. But every time, it's amazing to me how these cards come out. So divine justice is what we need to surrender. We need to surrender the whole idea of who's right, who's wrong, who is justified, who isn't justified, who owes somebody something, and who, you know, you get what I'm saying. Because divine justice is, you don't need justice in divinity. You don't need things, because things are not unequal. We're all equals there. And this fighting duality is a 3D thing. So that's what we need to, basically that's what it's representing, is 3D, divine justice, duality. We need to surrender that, because that's not the way 5D functions. That's not characteristic of 5D. So if you're experiencing duality, you're not in 5D. So there's that. Then 5 is spirit, what lies in your heart, creativity. I love it. So we are all creators. We are God's most powerful creators. That's why He sent us here. And we are here to create whatever we want with our consciousness. So you can independently and individually create the life that you want in your head. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're not a victim of, chance or things around you. You manifest what you experience. And that's really hard to get away from the old ideas, because we've been conditioned to believe that for generations. But we manifest what we experience. And so live as if you're experiencing a perfect world, and you will manifest a perfect world. Okay? So creativity, that's why creativity came out with, what lies in your heart. Because we are all connected. That's how we are connected. There's an invisible thread that connects all of our heart chakras. And that's where all the power in the universe is centered, in your heart. There's more energy that is emitted from the heart than any other energy source. As far as humans go. I mean, the sun, that's quite an energy source. But I still think that, collectively, our heart energy is pretty freaking, that's the God frequency. So let's live in our hearts, let's connect in our hearts, let's create what we want. The last one is outcome, the culmination of all the cards. Stop it. You cannot make it up. I don't even need to tell you. Do I need to explain? Conflict resolution. We have a conflict. All of this, we do all of this, conflict resolved. Wow. Wow. So, let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Love thy neighbor. Even if you hate their guts. Look at them as a small child. Look at them as a sick person. Look at them as, try to see yourself in them. Because we are all reflections of each other. And what you don't like in somebody is usually a reflection of what you don't like in yourself. That's why you see it. That's why it's glaring at you. So just think about that. When somebody, because I've just seen some really, really, really ugly stuff. Y'all, social media's, I'm not real sure it's a healthy thing. I mean, it's good to bounce ideas off some people, but oh my gosh, people can be ugly on there. I've been like freaking attacked by like a mob of crazy people for having a different view on a thread than the other people. And I mean, my goodness, it's astonishing. But then again, there was probably a time that I would get all caught up and heated in it, and I don't now. And it's really amazing when you're there, like when you can step aside and observe the whole thing from a different frame of mind and not be stuck in ego and like all invested in it. Like, people can't hurt your feelings. They can't hurt your feelings when you're in that space. And you can love them even though they're being assholes. So, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not there all the time, but for the most part, I'm there. And when I catch myself not being there, like when I catch myself getting upset because of, you know, something somebody said on a post or something I saw on a video, whatever, when I get upset and I become aware of it, then I can pretty much snap out of it. Just becoming aware of it can make me go, wait a minute, you're stuck in ego, step aside. You don't need to be in ego right now, because that's what creates all that duality is ego. So that's all I got. I've got something for you that I'm going to tag on to the end of this video. It's just an artistic piece that is powerful. It's powerful, and it says a lot about where we've been and where we're going. So I love you guys. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know how this worked for you. Did it resonate? I'm going to start doing more of these. I can do more personal readings, like love readings, or like readings for the different signs, or I've seen readers just do like whoever their audience is, whoever their viewers are that day, what messages need to come through for those viewers, because there's there's beings, our spirit guides are on a different realm that are orchestrating all this, and they're going to guide you to where you need to be to get what you need to get. So that's all I got. Have a fabulous day.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. We'll pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright, look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living off free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor, or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait, it's like you proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight, and then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My voice been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, studied the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god, oh my god. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. It's like you wanna be so famous. You'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Tryna have faith, but I never feel alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Tryna find a job, but ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit, this the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people, that's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama, I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump and I was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I know there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga, die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now. Treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes or we could change lives so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.